Welcome back to the VTuber News. This is Salvi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least, until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. She got cancelled and recast, as we're talking about Kronii, at least her PL did. She is a female English-speaking VTuber associated with Hololive. She debuted in 2021 as part of Hololive English's Council, the second generation of members of Hololive English, and then became Council, and then Promise, eventually Council Risk, with Iris being part of it, and then Promise as it is now. And this is the message that was given by the game that she was playing, and of course, you're going to be hearing from me about it being her PL, and I'm going to be blurring out her PL here, because how dare anybody actually any respectful human being right now would not be showing her PL. Any respectful news tuber, etc., would be covering her PL because she's active and live in Hololive. So anyone who actually shows you her PL name is kind of just not respecting her privacy at this point, and I want to actually respect that myself. So I will do my best to blur out the parts that are her PL. Notice regarding change, it says to the voice actor of Bae-young's English voice, hey survivors of Lumeriland. It says the voice actor responsible for the English voice of the character Bae-young is scheduled to be replaced. Upon implementation, the English voice will not be applied. We plan to add it as soon as possible to a later date. Regarding the selection of new voice actor, the voice for the schedule for voice change and other specific updates of future progress, we will provide further details in specific and a separate announcement. Our company's English voice casting process is conducted with support and external partners. It is carried out in a format similar to an open audition, where the development team conducts blind tests based on the audio samples provided by applicants. And current process managed by both internal and external parties. Pre-verification during the casting stage is relatively insufficient compared to domestic standards. Moving forward, we will actively explore effective verification methods to address this. We will continue to strive to provide game service that is even more enjoyable to play in the future. Thank you for always playing Eternal Return. Like I said, I will not be putting anything there that is not that is about her stuff here, about her actual PL. We're going to say blank, which is the name of the PL, is beloved over there. You just scorned your EN community. I'm hearing about your game for the first time because the decision-making big issue out of nothing. You're showing your global audience you don't understand them, and you have poor management. Consider punishing whoever made this short-sighted extreme decision instead. And we do have the PL, which I'm going to again try to remove the name of. It says, coming from someone whose English is also not their first language. If English is not a language you're fluent in, I hope you're able to first analyze it and understand what wordplay and genuine harmful comment is before taking action. This has always been a constant problem I've had with some individuals, where they would process my words through a rough translator and twist my words. It was hurtful to see this, but I didn't think it would be harmful, but I see how mistranslations toward myself could make a negative impact. I hope those who would misconstrue words through a mistranslation could reflect on how their seemingly innocent action can impact others and more careful with their actions. As the individuals misconstrue with ill intent in mind, I sincerely hope you can grow as a person. And continuing on here with the next couple of words, they say, I won't lie, taking an opportunity over this is quite hurtful, but there are more projects on the horizon. Look forward to that I constantly audition for with my own efforts as a voice actor and not through anything else. Though, thank you to those who that I was able to work with and people who was excited for me. I'll continue to do better. And we're continuing here. How would you feel if someone asked you to do a VA or AI work, and just asking since the field is filled with insincere stuff? Terrible, you have my support. I know things will get better. I'm sure some of this is going to have to be redacted because of they're using the actual name of the person. And like I said, how dare anyone? And yes, I will shame the people who are releasing her actual information here, because that's not what I do. At least at this point, that's not what I do, unless they're like leaving or whatever. That's usually not what I do. So how dare people actually release it at this point, in my opinion. But yeah, people are giving her lots of support here. I will show some people that are saying negative things towards her actual Kronii's actual current identity, because Hololive always keeps their current identity and the past identity private, and that's what I want to do here. We are taking a look at her Twitter, where she does have some things down here, which is this one. Breaking news, a tire is tiring and a bore is boring. This is a pun, an English pun. If you found this pun to be controversial, then hospital, which is basically a hospital. Gasp, you can't just say that. Sorry for the puns. And yeah, this is a tongue-in-cheek thing about a situation that happened. I really wanted to play Silksong and talk with everyone, but I think I'm just going to have to take the day off. It really affected her negatively for all the situation. People are saying, get cherished, nerd. They're going to wait for you. All good. Have a good day off. People are, patting her because she did go on YouTube to talk about her situation. She didn't mention, of course, as I'm not going to mention, her PL, but her PL did get, you can look it up. You can look up Kronii PL if you want on Google, etc. You'll probably find it. You're not going to find it here, though. And she there, because of something that she said on as Kronii, by the way, because something she said as Kronii, someone tied it to her PL and contacted the company, more than likely, that she was doing voice acting for, that she was in a role in, and she got recast. So here we go.
I was a bit down today because, well, some people were commenting on what I said on stream from like 5 years ago. And it was like when I saw a boar and I made a pun that I was going to kill this boar because it's such a boar, hence why the tweet happened.
I'm gonna kill this boar because it's such a boar. A boring.
Even
Yeah.
though most people understood that
It was a pun. In context, it's a
it was
pun.
a pun. There were some people who didn't understand it because they're not too fluent in English, and so they thought I was talking about the game itself being boring and being disrespectful, and I would have never said anything like that in a sponsored stream, no less.
Yeah, it was a sponsored stream. Why would you say that? The sponsor's looking at everything.
Enthusiastic I sounded, and how self-conscious I get about my voice just coming across as like bored. That was like back in 2020.
Yeah, look, I personally know about that. My voice could come off as very boring and come as very like you guys know here, monotone and many times and things like that. I try to change my tone a little bit. I try to doing some inflections and things like that to kind of change things a little bit, but I can understand that as well. And out of context, yes, it can sound really bad. And of course, people who want to cancel you will do things out of context.
Was it 3 months? 3 months after my debut, so I was a lot more reserved and I was really nervous about not sucking too terribly for the game. I don't know, it's really sad when some people twist your words, especially when it's so easy to fact check it by watching the source stream and you can tell that it was a pun and there's a timestamp for it as well. So it's really hurtful, especially when there are you people that believe what those other people say instead of going and checking the
I hate that. Check the source.
And yeah, I mean, I really didn't think puns could be so dangerous to the point where people could question your personality. And if I do say something rude, I believe
and it did cause this.
For it, but
like
when
this
I
is the
genuinely
thing.
didn't do anything, and there are people expecting me to apologize or expect me to have some sort of repercussions over a non-existent problem, it makes me kind of sad to see, I guess. It's not me trying to like save face and do something. I really genuinely did not do anything other than making a pun and maybe sounding unenthusiastic because I was kind of nervous. It's like one of the first few sponsored streams that I got, but I feel like it's something that can't be really helped. I mean, nowadays I've warmed up a lot ever since. Today I just woke up feeling, oh, today is a day, and then I saw and I was like, oh, today is a day negative. And yeah, that's it. Genuinely just a pun about the animal and not about the game, so I'm just kind of confused. Anything we can do to help? Well, I guess if you guys come across something like that, I suppose it would be nice to tell people that maybe make sure that they're not misled and they can check the source material. Correcting them would be good. I don't know, I just feel kind of conflicted because it's not like I said anything controversial.
She didn't. She didn't say anything controversial.
I'm gonna kill this boar because it's such a bore. Just not talking about the game. But oh well, I mean, what can I do? Things happen. Maybe it's like, oh, like an eye-rolling kind of pun, but not like I'm going to completely cancel you, and it's completely disappointing of you as a person to be disrespecting a game, and it's not that deep, guys. How is that cancelable? I'm not even trying to pick a fight. I'm just genuinely trying to understand. I was just really stun-locked. I don't know. No, it's not a misunderstanding because a misunderstanding means that there was a problem, but it's just non-existent. Whatever.
So yeah, she ended up, continuing the stream and continuing to enjoy her time with her fans. But this is honestly stupid. It was a stupid thing. She continued the thing here, of course, as I showed when she was saying her stuff. She continued the thing there. It says breaking news: the tire is tiring and the board is boring. And this is in relation to this part here, where she, was doing things here, talking about ending the life of the boar here, because it was a boar, and then making that pun, like she says, a misunderstanding would mean that there was something that is an issue. There was no issue. She didn't say anything bad. She didn't say anything against the company. It's a nothing burger. It's literally a nothing burger, and it's sad that this caused her in her PL to lose an important role for her, because as a PL not connected to Hololive, it would be a lot of income coming for her, and a big role for her to have, and for her to be canceled for such a stupid thing is, well, stupid. And like I said, here is the person mentioning this, and then after this you're going to see the regularly scheduled part of the video that I, well, at this point had recorded probably 5 hours ago, and or more. By the time you're seeing this, it had been several hours before I actually put out the video, like 5-6 hours before I put out the video, put the original one, but I found more information and I thought that I should, explain it a bit more. And here we go. It says, no sense of professionalism whatsoever, and instead of reflecting on their own actions, they get pissed off and fill up on nothing but pissing contests. Truly pathetic to watch. Some in Hololive videos pop up in my algorithm, so I thought she was a popular VTuber, but the way she talks makes it seem like she's a total a-hole. Like you said, it was hurting wild boars, so it was just a play on words. But when I actually watched the video, it's so goddamn low energy, boring as hell. And then she talks about it. Look, it's explained in the video. It's absolutely explained in the video. And yeah, it is. We're not going to go over that much. That's why you shouldn't bring up stuff like VTubers in games. They take sponsorship money, smear it all over it, and then act as trash talk. You can see here. Let me just make it a little bit bigger for you guys. You can see here a lot of people are shit talking Kronii in this whole situation, and it is because people will use any opportunity to shit on someone else. And again, like I said, I am going to be redacting the actual name of the person, because the actual name of the original person, because I don't think that it actually adds to anything. And I do want Kronii's PL to have privacy, and I don't like that people are actually sharing the PL in this case. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. The IRONMOUSE hate train continues, as we're talking about IRONMOUSE, who recently had the situation with Neverness to Everness, a new game that's called, the new GTA, the anime GTA, anime waifu GTA, over AI. This is a big concern that a lot of people do have over the use of AI, and let's listen to her clarifying her stance a little bit on the whole situation. Let me just make sure it is properly there. Okay, everything's good.
Pissed about, because I talked about on my stream that there's a game that came out and I found out that it had AI, and the sponsor lied to me and told me that it doesn't have AI, but it does. So I said I'm not gonna play the game anymore. I'm not gonna play the game, and I don't want to play it. But somehow, and I never once said, guys, don't play this game. I never once said, guys, don't support the game. On the contrary, after I said that, I was like, I don't give what you guys do. If you guys want to play it, that's great. But for me personally, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to play it. But if people want to support it, that's fine. It's like people have their preference and people want to do whatever they want to do. I'm not your mom. I'm not anybody to tell you what to do.
Yeah, you just
but
didn't know
apparently,
the sponsor, right? So it didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So you're like, I'm good,
bro. So apparently, me just saying, oh yeah, I don't want to play the game, and I uninstalled it, and everybody's like, she's virtual signaling this.
So yeah, she's talking about, all this type of stuff that's happened here. And NTE did go and say that, yes, there were AI tools. AI tools were used in a small number of background things, and they are going to be removing things like Clear Skies in Summer and Pink Paw's Heist, which were things that people were pointing to and telling them to remove. I did cover this. The reason why I'm not going over it in large detail, covered this in another video that I did on the 6th. Well, actually not on the 6th, on the 7th earlier today, actually. And then, I went through a lot of the other stuff on the 6th. Like, for example, this one where TECTONE calls it the Pokemon of VTubing and asking why people aren't going against Vidal and Neurosama. Neurosama is a little bit of a different thing. It isn't a game that people are trying to play. It isn't trying to get money from them, like trying to do, gotcha game type of thing. It is basically a large language model that is being used on a VTuber scale. So it's a little bit different. And it also has input from Vidal all the time. Going on here, Asmongold is angry at people spreading hate agenda against NTE. He said people who are against AI should stop playing games. He also said if you have a problem with generative AI, then you should have a problem with the whole category. Note, in the AI taking jobs discussion, whether it's generative or not, AI is still affecting jobs. Stop saying only generative AI is taking jobs. So let's take a look at what he has to say. And let's see.
If you're trying to draw a line in the sand with not playing video games made with AI, my best advice to you is to stop playing video games. And the reason why is because a lot of these studios are using AI, but they're just not telling people, because it's just part of the development process. It's not, there's no like grand design here. It's just that's what people do, right? They're using it with everything. They're using it with pre-production. And they've said, by the way, Hottest Studio, these are the people that made Never Nest Everness, stated AI is used only for pre-production renderings and never for core assets or final content. But apparent AI-generated billboards and cutscenes with visual inconsistencies are present in the released game. So they said that there was an AI, and there seems to be. Well, we don't know this for sure, but it seems to be the case. So go back to original Mega Man and Metroid. Yeah, exactly. And so who gives a fuck about billboards? I don't think anybody really cares. And this is the problem, is that I think there is a manufactured outrage around AI. There is a massive manufactured outrage around AI. And I think the reason why is because you have all these people who are that are trying to push the idea of like AI being this horrible thing, but the reason why they're actually pushing AI being this horrible thing is because AI stands to put their job at risk. So it actually doesn't have anything to do with AI fundamentally, and if it wasn't for that one thing, they'd be totally okay with it. Anyway, so let's go back. I will no push AI billboards with zero related to the game. I was on a date with men. I will no longer be playing AI. Genuinely super fun, and I care about supporting media that supports artists and supports our planet and keeps it safe. Is this person also another artist?
So yeah, he goes on and takes a look a little bit further and deeper into everything there. And of course, yes, the billboards and things like that, those are the least of the issues, and they are kind of placeholders. But yeah, people are going to have an issue. Like I've always said, if you don't like it, if you don't like the AI thing, then don't play it. But don't go and, dog on people who are playing it, and don't call them horrible things or do anything like that. Don't go harass people for playing something that they want to play. Also, if you are someone that is going to play it and doesn't have a problem with AI, don't go dog people who are against it as well. There's just too much drama nowadays for this to happen. But let's continue on with the drama that continues to happen after I just said that. So at this point, when big names like IRONMOUSE and Shelly are coming out and speaking up against AI usage, just performative to keep the fan base happy. The common stance of these guys is always AI is great for their daily life, but how dare it some does something that does not benefit me, then it is bad. But then they're always open for juicy sponsorships, and afterwards F it up for every other creator. 100%. Other Hikaru says, if you have been paying close attention, these bigger streamers are also starting to fall off. They're starting to become not as big as they once were. So people are saying they're just doing it performative wise, both Shy Lily and IRONMOUSE. Continuing here, honestly, it's impressive how IRONMOUSE can take ATA sponsorship, get the bag, and a virtual signal, and S all over the game's reputation, ruining future sponsorships done for other content creators after her. And then she has the anti-AIR people defending her too. Wow. And continuing here, NT finally did remove some stuff, as mentioned here in their big communication that they were going to be removing some things. They did finally end up removing some placeholders. This was, I believe, your name or something like that, and now they have something here. So they did remove some things around. They did move some things around billboards and such to at the very least satiate the people who are getting angry. Some people say they shouldn't have done that. Some people say they shouldn't have even caved to the mob. But they're a company trying to make some money, so I understand that part. But I do not like that people are starting to harass and other things like that. Criticism is perfectly fine. Harassment is not a force. She is taking a bit of a health hiatus. This is Kurageu Roa, who used to be Murasaki Shion in Hololive. The only reason I mention that is because there's some Murasaki Shion fans that maybe do not know where she went. She is no longer ever going to be a part of Hololive, so this is her current form. Of course, whenever you go to her form, say Roa, and of course, I'm going to try my best to be consistent in these things. When it comes to current people, I'm going to try to at least, remove the name of the PL if I can when I'm talking about them. I'm trying to be more consistent. I know I haven't been in the past, but this time I will be. And it says here, a little announcement, as I mentioned a bit during the previous stream. My health hasn't been great for a while now, but it'll be activities while going to the hospital and recuperating. So basically, it should be ending activities for that moment. Sorry about that. Suddenly show up. Please be friendly with me. And that is the main thing there. She is getting a lot of support, of course, down here. Take care. I always look forward to your song covers. You're doing great for going to the hospital. A lot of people are, giving her well wishes and also saying it's great that she's actually taking time off, because a lot of people don't. Do as I say and as I do, as I always say. Take breaks when you have to. Don't let your mental health drop, and don't let yourself just be a slave to the work that you do. And I'm very glad that she's actually not doing that, and she's actually taking a break as she should. Twitch is changing some of their bit acceptance policy, acceptable use policy, or something like that. It is Twitch is an American video live streaming platform, used to be called Justin TV, and they are, well, well, you already know you have a lot of people that are Oshis, more than likely that you're watching on Twitch and that only stream on Twitch or Twitch or do both and you prefer Twitch's thing, etc. Twitch has updated the bits and acceptable use policy for the first time since 2018. Key changes: bits can now only be used for things on Twitch. An explicit ban on using bits for anything off platform or monetary value, i.e. movie nights, merch, etc. Much stricter enforcement, including the new forfeiture clause, which essentially says they can take a bits, no compensation for any violation. Officially kills the ads for bits product, leftover luggage that has been dead for years. It says you can read the full policy here. You should also sign up for my newsletter. It says, lol, bro, missed the ads for bits so much. I would farm the heck out of it so I could say silly things on my TTS, my friends' streams. I wonder if this is the effect of subathon goals. Most incentives you reach during subathons usually have something external to the platform on them. Does apply to subathons? Depends on what your subathon perks are. If you do a subathon and get a t-shirt, they give it 10,000 bits. Yes, that would be against acceptable terms and something of real world value. So yeah, that is one of the big things there. And luckily that is something that is going to be, at least here, was kind of talked about and kind of verified and made sure that people don't get the confusion. It's going to be a lot of confusion still going on, but just be careful. Read it through. If you have any subathon goals that have anything to do with bits or anything like that, be very careful, and so that you don't run afoul of this, because as we know, Twitch hates VTubers, it seems like, and VTubers will get the brunt of the damage when it comes to this. I had talked about this in another place and also on stream and such in other places. I have talked about this and I want to talk about this here. This is Starfox. Starfox is a game that has been around for a very long time. I played it back in the day on Nintendo, and yes, I didn't play the SNES. The Super Nintendo is where it was because it was using the chip that they have. Then Star Fox 64 came out. A couple of games popped out, and right now what we're talking about is Starfox, the new Starfox, is going to be out on Nintendo Switch, and they have a pretty much for voice chat and things like that, they have a pretty much a furry VTuber form, which is gonna be at the amazing 5 FPS or 10 FPS that they usually do for the chatting with your friends, and they show it here. It says new Star Fox remake capturing the furry community IC, and you see here with them testing things out and showing you that it will work on everything that you do, your expressions. So basically, it's like a furry VTuber type of thing going on here, and it will be out for Nintendo Switch 2. It is doing a lot of new things. It is using new vehicles, new things like that. It looks really nice. I took a look at it myself. Like I mentioned, I've taken a look at the Starfox Direct that they recently did, and it is interesting to say the least. It's like EverQuest technology from 2003. Pretty much, it's doing the same thing. It has been done before. It's not anything new, but they might as well come in. Even if they come in late, they are going to be seen as trendsetters in this because it's Nintendo. It's large. So I just wanted to give you guys this little bit of a look at Starfox, which is going to be Starfox Remake, which is going to be happening on Nintendo Switch 2 either sometime this year. I think it's like 2027 or something when it's going to be coming out. Fallen Shadow is commonly referred to by her name Shondo. She is an English language VTuber. She is British as far as I know, as well as like Rin Penrose, I think is British as well. She has made a big announcement. A house in this economy, in that country. Ever since I was a kid, I've been saving up as much money as possible to work towards the dream of buying a permanent home for my whole family to live in happily and safely. And finally, I have done it. It is true that VTubing saved my life, but it has also done unbelievable things for my entire family. Without the kindness, love, and support of Shondo Frenix, my dreams wouldn't be possible. Sincerely and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And here's the thing. She has been pretty much the primary breadwinner for her family for a bit, as far as I can remember. So everything she does with streaming and merch and everything like that, I think she ends up also sending her merch herself. So she ends up shipping the merch herself, packaging it, all that kind of stuff. So this is absolutely amazing that she was able to buy a home for her family and herself to be in. This is hard in any economy, in any country, but this is all through her hard work and the support of her community, because you can work your ass to the bone, but if you don't have a community to support you, then you're SOL. Now, small VTubers like myself, we appreciate our community, just like big VTubers like her appreciate the community and everything that they do, whether it be just chatting, sharing everything, like sharing videos, sharing streams, sharing things like that. That helps a ton more than a lot of people realize. It helps a ton. So it says I might be a little quiet over the next few weeks as we slowly figure everything out and move on from one place to another. There's also no internet out in the New Forest yet, but when I get back to have a new official office, setup, I will be working harder than ever. I have a lot of new exciting plans for the rest of the year, and I can't wait to get started. Kersha gives a big congrats. Yo, congrats, Shondo. A lot of people absolute W. Kirana, it's happy for you, Shondo. I share the same dream. I could only imagine how amazing it is. Amadol, Kurumiya Lucien, Arun Reaver, let's fucking go. Lots and lots of people. Big congratulations, because this is something that she's been working towards for years, for a long time. This is a goal. This is what happens when you have a goal. When you have a goal like her to reach this for her family, not just for herself. So it's also for her family. I love seeing this, and big, big congratulations to her. You never cleaned it. You kind of sound like me.
I don't have anything.
Kind of sound like me.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh, oh, oh my. Go into the safe room. Safe room. Oh God.
How do I block? I forgot how to block.
She forgot how to block.
I forgot how to block.
She's like me, for real, for real. I get freaked out, and then I forget everything. I forget everything when it comes to these things, and it really does suck, because when you're in a game like Resident Evil, you forget stuff, and you're gonna die. You're gonna perish. You're gonna poof, vamoose, son of a bee. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of me. Make sure to not pee yourself though, because well, no, that's never a good time. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.